Will JD Vance have an effect on the top of the ticket in terms of support for Ukraine, or is Trump in a different place from him?
Look, I think, Vance reflects a view that is very widespread, and not just in the Republican Party, that there have been too many wars launched by too many presidents over the course of the last few years, and so he doesn't want to get involved. And I understand that sentiment. Trump was a much bigger player on the world stage during his presidency than anybody thought he would be. He believes that peace comes through strength, so he's not going to, leave Zelensky with nothing ahead of an attempted negotiation. Of course he's not. I actually think there's one quite strong card that we have against Putin, which is actually NATO membership. We say to Putin that you've got to give up ground, otherwise Ukraine is going to join NATO. Now, that will be a very aggressive act, but it might be the one thing that Putin actually fears. I also would add that I don't believe for a minute this war would have happened if Trump had been in the White House. I think it was the weakness that we saw after the surrendering of Afghanistan and giving them back to the Taliban. I think that is what's led to this chain of events. Look, I can't predict whether a peace negotiation will be successful or not. All I can say is that all wars end in one of two ways. One is a negotiated peace settlement. The other is annihilation.
What does a negotiated peace settlement look like? Crimea, the borders where they are now, or the borders going back to February 22, or what would you be happy with?
Clearly, any negotiation does not allow Russia to keep all the ground they've got at the moment. Look, let's not prejudge any of this. Let's just ask ourselves a question. Does it make sense to try and end a war that has so far had up to 1 million battle casualties, and that if it is not stopped, given the stalemate, could go on for many more years to come?
And Zelensky would be the one to make the call on that rather than Donald Trump, in your view? It would be on his terms. He wouldn't be forced into talks he didn't want to do?
I don't think you can force anybody into talks they don't want to do.